Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Jem, and here's her story. Hey, Ollie, I just made a donation to your channel through PayPal. I randomly came across your channel as I've recently experienced a breakup that has left me in disbelief and made me go searching for answers. My story is ridiculous, and I know that one day I will look back and laugh about it, but for now, it's my life and it hurts. I don't know if it comes down to mental illness, a personality disorder, my ex just being an asshole, or substance abuse, or maybe even a combination of them all. I would love to know your thoughts in any case. A bit of background info. We were together for 6 months. I thought he was a little eccentric, unusual, but I felt good and safe around him and was hopeful for the future. He's from overseas and doesn't have a lot of friends here, but he is welcomed into my family and friendship group. Okay, and Jem is from Australia, so because the title of her email said greetings from Oz, so she's from Australia. By overseas, I don't know. I'm assuming you mean somewhere in Europe. Maybe the United States, but I don't know. I don't know what you mean by which part you mean by overseas, or just that he's not Australian. He mentioned that his father suffers from some mental issues and is too paranoid to speak on the phone or communicate through email or letters. May be relevant later. As far as I can tell, it all started with him giving me my first cold sore. My immunity was down and it developed into a beast of a thing and dragged on for 2 weeks and ended up making me really sick. During this, by cold sore, are you talking about a sore on your lip, or are you talking about being physically sick? I mean, like a sore throat from a cold, or are you talking about a physical cold sore? During this time, because if it's a cold sore for 2 weeks, I gotta say, like, you should probably be checked for something else. Because that sounds like the gift that keeps on giving. But I don't know. During this time, my ex asked me not to blame him. I never did. He declared he would never leave me and asked if I was going to leave him. I told him not if things continued to go well. On a Friday night, we went out to dinner. The cold sore was still present, but healing nicely, and out of the blue, all right, so it was a cold sore. And out of the blue, he asked me, what can I do to be perfect for you? I thought this was an odd question, but I told him that I noticed that he seemed to be a bit unhappy lately, and I would like for him to work on his mental health a bit more. He stayed, so if you're only with this guy for 6 months, and I guess this is pretty early in, he's trying to be perfect for you. Like, anybody that early in is asking questions, how I can be perfect for you, that is hoovering, that is virtue signaling, and that is not real. Okay, they're setting you up for the big mask reveal. He stayed the night at my place, and in the morning I offered to make breakfast, but he seemed to want to leave as soon as possible. I offered to make dinner later, and he agreed. That evening he messaged to say he felt like staying at home and thought I really didn't want to make him dinner. Yeah, if he stayed the night and bolted the next morning and is already making excuses the next day not to see you, he's not that into you. See, the what can I do to be perfect for you is just trying to get in your pants. That's all he is. That's all he was trying to do. Those are lines. Those are setup lines. I called him over the phone and he told me he might see me the next day and that he was in a bad mental state. I had to go for half an hour or so and told him I would call him back as soon as I could. When I tried calling him back, he did not answer. Right, so now he's trying to make himself seem like a basket case to you because he doesn't have the balls to tell you, like, I'm really not that into you. I spent the night. I banged it out and I figured out I'm not into you. So now he's trying to make himself be as undesirable as possible so you'll just fucking lose interest in him. And he could take the easy way out. See, instead of just admitting like he was just after sex, which is what he was basically after with what can I do to be perfect for you, you know, I don't know how soon into this was of a 6-month relationship. But that's all that was, extreme hoovering to get into your pants. When I tried to call back, he did not answer. When I messaged him, he did not answer. At this point, I started to freak out a bit because he mentioned he was feeling depressed and in a bad mental state, and because he was acting strangely. I drove 5 minutes to his home to check on him, but he wasn't there. His car was still there, so I waited for about 20 minutes for him to return. While I was there, I noticed there were dozens of empty beer cans and bottles lying around. As I was leaving, I saw him outside by the road. He had seen that my car was there, and I watched him get into his own car and hide. Yeah, he's hiding from you. He's not into you. He's not into you, and you're chasing him down now. He's like, uh-oh, this chick is crazy. I knocked on the window and asked him to get out and told him I was very worried about him. He seemed uncomfortable and was acting paranoid. This is an act. This is all an act. This is all an act. He's trying to make himself seem crazy so you will lose interest and just leave. So he doesn't have to explain to you that he just wanted to get in your pants. And to get in your pants, he's like, I'm going to be this perfect man. And like, he'll say anything. He would have said anything. He seemed uncomfortable and was acting paranoid, asking how long I'd been there and looking around constantly. I could smell he'd been smoking weed. He told me he couldn't invite me in as his place was trashed. He also told me that he was reconsidering the relationship because it was wrong for him to want me to change. By this, he was referring to me cooking dinner more, okay. He was stoned, probably drunk, and the things he was saying didn't make sense. So I told him I hoped he felt better and left. Right. He's just telling you things because he doesn't want to tell you I was only after your pussy. Like, as bluntly as I could tell you that. And you're probably just like throwing, giving him every benefit, trying to give him every benefit of the doubt, suspend every disbelief so you didn't have to accept that. Like, this was just a guy who was after sex. And the problem is with a guy like this, if you show him that you're willing to suspend disbelief like this, he'll be back again for a while until he gets bored. He'll keep hitting it and quitting it. He'll hit it, he'll quit it. He'll hit it, he'll quit it. That's how these guys operate. I didn't hear from him for a couple days, so I reached out with a text telling him I was thinking about him and hoped he was taking care of himself. The next day, a friend of mine sent me screenshots of my ex on a dating app. As far as I was aware, we hadn't even broken up, so I was embarrassed and angry. This is where I lost my cool. He wouldn't answer his phone, so I drove to his place and confronted him. He said there must have been a miscommunication and that he thought we had broken up. And I basically just told him what an asshole he was. Yeah, this is him still being a fucking coward. Oh, there must have been a miscommunication. Because in his mind, I'll tell you what's going through his mind. He's like, I'll hit that again. All right, I'll hit it again. Maybe I'll go round 2. Telling you what's going through his head. At one point, I joked that he should be deported for drug possession and undeclared income. I was using dark humor, which he struggles to understand sometimes. I had a bit of a cry and he told me he loved me and missed me, and I had stayed the night. In the morning, I left while he was sleeping. As I was leaving, I noticed that his place was indeed trashed. There was more empty beer cans and bottles on every surface. The sink was full of unwashed dishes, scraps of food, and the bathroom was filthy. On top of that, the place smelled strongly like weed. Right, he's a partier. He's a partier, who's drinking, smoking weed, trashing his place. You think he's concerned about you cooking for him and what he can do to be perfect? He's just trying to hit it and quit it. That's it. That's it. You got to understand, some guys are just after to hit it and quit it. And did you talk to him after this? Probably not. Okay, on top of that, the place smelled strongly like weed. A week went by without either one of us making contact. I'm telling you what's going to, when you're yelling at him, because obviously there's some kind of physical attraction, okay? But I'm telling you, when you're yelling at him like that, he's thinking in his head, all right, she's kind of cute when she's mad. I'll hit it one more time. Fuck it. Because now he's got his testosterone built back up. And as soon as he hits it again, he's crying probably in his mind, thinking like, how do I chew my arm off and get away? Because he's not really into you. A week went by without either one of us making contact. That's why. Because he's not into you. I decided to reach out and ask how he was. Big mistake. He told me I had threatened him and threatened to have him deported. That he had given a statement to the police that he would remain innocent until proven guilty. He also told me that he had been kicked out. This isn't true. That the ladies from my country needed to learn that reporting the men to the police isn't fair game. He then blocked my number on WhatsApp. A week later, I noticed he must have unblocked me as his display picture has changed. Yeah, you know what he was looking for? He was looking for a legitimate reason to break up with you in his mind. Oh, you threatened to have me deported. Doesn't matter. Now he has his guilt-free justification to say, "No, fuck you. I don't want to deal with you no more." Which is what he wanted anyway, because he only wanted to hit it and quit it. That's all he wanted to do, was hit it and quit it. The second, don't matter, it was a joke. I know it was a joke. But he's a coward. He didn't have the balls to tell you, I was just after your pussy. Oh, no, I'm all messed up. Because he's a pussy. The second you gave him something he can turn to use against you, there, he's done. Now you know. Now you know. So this brings me to where I am now. We haven't spoken since I was temporarily blocked 2 weeks ago. I'm in disbelief that the person I cared for seemed to completely change who he was in a matter of hours. I'm not going to contact him again, and I know I need to move on. But for now, I'm just trying to process what the hell happened. I don't know what I'm hoping for by sharing my story. I guess I wonder if things like this actually happen to other people, because they sure as hell don't happen to me. Best wishes, Jem. Well, Jem, I would imagine you're probably going to try. For you to make that comment, I'm imagining you probably have a lot of guys chasing after you. Okay? But you're going to encounter a guy that's just not into you. That only just wants to hit it and quit it. And once he's hit it once, he wants to chew his own arm off and get away from you for whatever reason. He sets you up. Listen, the guy's a partier. He's a weed smoker. He trashes his place. Okay. He's just looking for some quick action. But he's a coward to admit to it. So he makes like he's crazy. He's got all these issues, hoping that drives you away. When that doesn't drive you away and you come back and you get he's like, oh, I thought we were broken up and da 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 da. It's like, and then you make the joke, I should have you deported. But he wants to hit it one more time because he's probably thinking to himself, you know what? She's kind of cute when she She's kind of cute when she's hot. She's kind of cute when she's mad. I'll hit that one more time. He hits it again, reaffirms that he wants really nothing to do with you other than to hit it and quit it. The next day or whenever, he now has, he thinks about it. He's like, hey, she made that joke about having me deport. I'm going to act like that was real. And then that way, I'm justified in not talking to her. And I can end it like that, like a big puss, like the big pussy he is. That's what happened, Jem. 100%. If you keep chasing after him, he's going to continue to hit it and quit it. He's going to continue to hit it and quit it. Because, listen, you're just going to have to accept, Jem, not every guy is going to want to be with you. Okay? That, and this is harsh, it might be harsh, but I need to say it. Okay? That your vagina is not special. Okay? Every woman has one. Yours isn't special. So the fact that somebody hit it and quit it, meaning your vagina might not be special, that's something you're just going to have to accept. That not every guy is going to be mesmerized by the power of your vagina. Some guys just want to hit it and quit it. Some guys are just going to say, you're not worth it. The bullshit and I'm not saying you're spouting bullshit, but in their minds, your vagina doesn't match the bullshit I have to put up with you to get to it. So they want to hit it and quit it. That's what he's saying to you. Listen to him. He's not into it. Other than just banging you once, having you leave. Come back, bang it. I mean, you want to keep repeating that cycle? That's what's going to happen. Okay? Some narcissists just want to hit it and quit it. That's the best advice I can give to you, Jem. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supported, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.